Does something have to be explicitly stated in Scripture for us to hold it as an authentically revealed truth? In a word, no. One example of how this is lived out is seen in the question of the Eucharist. If someone who was not a believing Christian of any tradition were to read the 6th chapter of John, the Bread of Life discourse, they could be equally convinced that Jesus is speaking literally or metaphorically, that is simply a remembrance of him. The text gives no indication either way, and reasonable people can come to different conclusions. But if we look to the early church and see that the Eucharist was believed to be the real presence of Christ, how for 1,000 years this prevailed as the uncontested faith of the people, the two interpretations do not seem to be equal anymore. And so there must be serious discernment on our part to differentiate between what is of human origin and what is of divine origin. Why is it so outrageous to think that God remains with his people, speaks with them, and in some cases preserves them from error when teaching about the issues of salvation? Just because it may not be explicitly stated in Scripture doesn't mean that it's not true.